Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back. I had a lousy vacation. You want to hear about it while I get ready? Just keep watching. So, I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing because this is just about telling you a story. Okay. I planned this vacation 4 months. You guys have been listening to me talk about it for I don't know how long. And for those of you who don't know where we went, or maybe you were on vacation and now you're back and you missed that whole thing. We were going to go to DC.
Yeah, we did go to DC. I don't know why I just said it like that.
Now, why? Because I've had people ask me this. They're like, why are you going to DC? Like, why aren't you going to the Bahamas? Or, Shy Guy doesn't want to go many places, all right? So one night we were watching TV and he goes, sometime I would like to see I bet you he never opens his mouth again. We're watching TV one night and the Lincoln Memorial comes on the TV and he says, I'd like to see that. And I went, yeah! And I booked it. We're gonna go to DC. I don't care where we're going somewhere. And that's why DC, because I've had plenty of people, even in my own family, be like, why DC? And I've been watching videos, okay? I have been watching videos about Washington, D.C., what to see, what to eat, where to go, how to do blah, 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 all right? But those videos didn't truly prepare me. Okay, I'm not gonna say I'm stupid. I'm not stupid, all right? But it takes me a little longer than a lot of people to learn something. Now, once I learn it, all right? Once I learn that thing, I'll never forget it. But it takes me a while, all right? But apparently, the metro doesn't work anything like I thought it did. The plan was, except for the first day, we were going to take a trolley, okay? But we were going to rely on the metro to get everywhere. And stupid me thought that there would be this map, which it did say in these videos I watched, that there's a metro map in the stations. And there is. But you have to understand what you're looking at. You have to understand how the metro map goes. I think that I'm going to go up to a map, like the map in a mall. You are here. You want to go to the Air and Space Museum? Hop on this train and it takes you there. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, our flights I made in the evening. To tell you the truth, I wanted early afternoon flights, but that's just not what was available. I'm not the kind of person that wants to get up at 4 a.m. and go to the airport. My brain's not functioning. So I thought, okay, well, we were flying out of here at 5:30 in the afternoon, evening. That's going to put us in DC about 7:30-ish by the time we get off the plane and everything. And that's cool because check-in time was 3 o'clock. So for sure we're not going to have to wait around for check-in. So we'll just go from the airport. We'll just hop on the metro. We're going to stay at the Grand Hyatt. The Grand Hyatt has a metro station in the bottom of it. So no problem. We just hop on the train. It'll go point A to point B. Here we are. I just happened to luck out on YouTube one day and saw this guy made this video, and God love him. He actually filmed the entire metro ride. Yeah, it's like a 28-minute metro ride, and he films it and every stop along the way. Now, he wasn't going to the Grand Hyatt, but I knew wherever he was going was really, really close. I watched this video. It's a good thing I did, because that's the only reason that we made it. So I knew all 19 stops that we were going to go through. Now, the same person also showed getting on the metro from Ronald Reagan Airport. So I knew I'm going to get off. I'm going to look for the metro sign. I'm going to follow it up. We're going to buy this smart trip ticket. And this is how much it's going to cost. We're going to go through. And Shy Guy, he thinks I'm brilliant because he thinks I know exactly what I'm doing. So he's not worried at all. And he shouldn't be, right? Because when we went to Arizona, I was like, I got this. I know exactly what we're doing. A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, I'm all that.
She's all over that.
Well, that wasn't the case here. First thing, we get into the metro. I'm looking at these monster machines and trying to figure out, what? This would be so much easier to do on my phone, right? I wish I could just get on my phone. Do the smart trip ticket on there, just like I do Apple Pay or anything else. One of the things that I learned while I was watching these videos in preparation for this trip was you don't want to tick off the locals, right? Like they're going to eat you for lunch if you tick off the locals. So make sure that you do this, do that, something else. And one of the things that I learned was that you want to buy the actual plastic card, the Smart Trip card. You want to get the actual plastic one, because if you hold up the line, because sometimes, and you know this is true when you go to the grocery store and your iPhone doesn't work right, okay? So if you go through the metro station and your barcode or whatever for your Smart Trip on your iPhone isn't working and you have to keep scanning it, you're going to make all the locals mad at you who pile up behind you, and you know, you don't want to do that. So it's best to just go ahead and get this card. Getting the card involves the big machine. The big machine's confusing and there's people waiting. So you want to hurry up and figure out the machine to get the card. So we finally do that. We get to the platform. We're supposed to go to Largo. So we want to get on that train. And we get on, and as soon as I see the first stop, I feel pretty good. I'm like, okay, I got this because I saw this video and I know how it works. We get off the train station where we're supposed to. I'm still feeling pretty good. And there's only like one way to walk. So I know that the Grand Hyatt Hotel is at the end of this, right? We're just going to keep walking straight, and there's going to be these doors where we go into the Grand Hyatt. We got to the end of this and there's a concrete wall. And we're like, oh, well, where is the Grand Hyatt? If I'm remembering right, it was there, but we had to go up an escalator. And it still hasn't dawned on me at this point. It actually didn't dawn on me until probably we were about ready to leave, because I watched a few other videos from the hotel room, that up above us is more train. There's train up here, there's train down here. There's trains everywhere. And they're not the Chattanooga choo-choo. By accident, actually. We go upstairs and we keep walking, right? In the same direction that we were doing downstairs. We keep walking and we come to like another place that you go through, and I asked the person who was in there, was like, we're trying to find the Grand Hyatt. She's like, it's right there. It was just on the other side of those gate things. So we had to go through there and then walk toward this big neon sign, which you can't see that it says Grand Hyatt, because there's this Megatron like advertisement LED board flashing thing, and it's blinding you so you can't read. But when it dims down or changes commercial, you can see that, oh, there's these glass doors there. So you go through there, and we had one of the rooms that they've just renovated. They're still renovating, right? And I knew this. I knew before we left, because they sent me an email after we booked the trip that said they're sorry, but they are renovating. So we may hear some noise, but it'll be during the day. And I was like, I don't care, because we're not going to be there during the day. We're going to be out sightseeing and doing our thing during the day. But evidently I didn't convey this to Shy Guy. So Shy Guy doesn't know.
And if you can't guess, he's not thrilled with getting woke up by jackhammers and like when we're trying to watch something on the TV later.
I guess we're lucky it didn't start at 7 a.m. It started at 8 a.m. every day, and it would go till 6, sometimes 7 at night. Jackhammering. You kind of wanted to sleep in. Too bad. Of course, he didn't realize that my plans didn't allow for us to sleep in. We have a lot to do. The first day of our vacation, we woke up. This reminds you of Sister Mary Elephant. First day of my summer vacation, I woke up. Anyway, first day of the vacation is going to be riding the old time trolley. And we're going to get the lay of the land. We're not planning on getting off anywhere except for Washington Monument, which I have gotten our tickets, all right, for 10 a.m. So I have got this planned out. We're going to hit the Washington Monument. We're going to go up in it. Then we're going to get back on. We're going to make full circle around the city so that we can see everything. But at stop 10, which is the Lincoln Memorial, we're going to transfer to the Arlington trolley, take it in, see Arlington. I wanted to see Arlington House. I wanted to see Kennedy's grave, the eternal flame. I wanted to see the changing of the guard. On the way back, we would get dropped back off at stop 10, which is the Lincoln Memorial, the whole reason that we went for this trip. Take the trolley back home, get some dinner. Home, hotel is what I mean. Go back to the hotel, and we're going to do something else the next day. Best laid plans. We get to the hotel that night. That was Sunday night. We haven't ate all day. I made us scrambled eggs for breakfast Sunday morning. We get to DC. We're walking all around this metro, looking for where we're supposed to be on the wrong level. We were dead tired. Mind you, you guys know I joined the gym, right? To train for this. So we're walking all over the wrong part of the metro, not finding anything, getting tireder and tireder. And this is what you should know. I am the type of person that I drink a minimum of 2 of these every single day. That's a 40-ounce mug. And I've had like maybe half of a 16-ounce, so maybe 8 ounces of water is what I've had for the day. I ate some scrambled eggs that morning, but I've had nothing to eat.
They gave us cookies on the flight, but I gave mine to Shy Guy so that he wouldn't go low.
Okay, the restaurants on the way to the metro in the airport, they were closed. We get to the hotel, there's no food. Like I thought it was going to be like here, and there would be food. like restaurants on every corner. We get to the hotel room, we're starved. We're like, what are we gonna eat? I saw no food. Did you? No, he's seen no food either. Okay, well, let's just go to the vending machine, by the ice machine. No, there isn't one. I guess that's not classy in the Grand Hyatt. So we get in there, we drop off all of our stuff, and now we gotta find something. So what would you do? I look up McDonald's, okay? There's a McDonald's everywhere, right? Look up McDonald's. We'll go get that.
It's about a half a mile round trip walk. But after everything we'd done all day, that felt like forever, especially when I thought it was like 800 feet.
We got no business being out walking around a city that we don't know at night. We eat our food on the way back. It's just like, let's just go to bed. We get to the hotel to go to sleep. And then I remembered why we don't go on vacation. We don't sleep in the same room. With us, it's like whoever gets to sleep first is the one who gets to sleep, because I'm as bad as he is, right? If he falls asleep, I'm not going to get to sleep. And if I fall asleep, he ain't going to get to sleep because the other one's making so dang much noise. And the monitor that monitors his glucose, I think the flight must have really messed with it because it was off. He's so tired, he's sleeping through it, but I'm awake. So every 15 minutes as I'm starting to fall asleep, deet, 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 this thing's going off. And I'm like, honey, can you turn that off? No. So what do we know? I've had no water. I've had like 8 ounces of water in a whole day. I had a double cheeseburger from McDonald's late that night, but by morning, I'm hungry, I'm tired because I haven't slept, and I'm dehydrated. And we go to find the trolley. The trolley place that we needed to go to get our tickets validated and pick up our sticker so we can hop on and off. I was under the impression that was right around the corner. It's actually a couple of blocks, a couple city blocks away from where we are. We finally find it. We get on the trolley. Now, if you're younger, you're probably not going to understand this. Maybe it's just me. If a chair cuts you in the middle of back of your thighs and you sit there for a really long time, then it's going to hurt. You're going to get leg cramps probably. So we're on this trolley and it's an all-day thing. And that's where it's cutting me, in the middle of my dehydrated, tired thighs. But we're not in any hurry, okay? We don't need to be to the Washington Monument because we got a text from like recreation.gov or whatever it is, wherever we bought the tickets for the monument, right? We get a email that says, it's been canceled. The reason is because the day we were going was the 1-year anniversary. It was the 7th. They've shut it down because all these demonstrations were going on and it's not safe. Or they figured it wouldn't be safe for tourists to be down there amongst all that, so they canceled it. We're starting off real good. We can't go to the Washington Monument, but I'll tell you what, before we realized what day it was and what was happening, I was wondering, what on earth? Even the trolley driver was like, I wonder what's going on. I forgot how many, like more than 16 police cars with their sirens going. You know, I was like, is the president coming? What is happening here? Why is this happening? And, well, they were going to the Washington Monument because of the demonstration. I had plans that we were going to take these fabulous pictures from up at the top of the Washington Monument, but that didn't happen. So I thought, okay, well, just stay on the trolley till we get to stop 10, get lay of the land. We got to Arlington. Awesome. Let me tell you. I mean, if that doesn't stir you. But, you know, because of the time that we were there and needing to get back because, you know, we're found out that we weren't allowed to eat or drink on the trolley. So now we're gonna go all day again with no water, no food. This isn't turning out so good. We're like, okay. And like I told you, the seats were hitting me in just the right spot that I'm like, I can't do this all day. So we didn't get to go to Arlington House. We passed it. Hi, Arlington House. I didn't get to see Kennedy's grave and the eternal flame, which I've seen, you know, it's like the White House. I see it all the time somewhere, online, pictures or whatever. But I actually wanted to stand there, but because of time, it was either that or the changing of the guard. And I definitely wanted to see the changing of the guard. That was awesome. And I got to see that whole thing. I filmed that whole thing. So that was pretty much the first day. When the trolley came where, you know, we got back off the same place, and across the street was a Hard Rock Cafe, which we neither one ever ate at a Hard Rock Cafe, so we thought, okay, why not? He got a cheeseburger, and we thought that that was a lot of money, $68 for me to have some fajitas and him a cheeseburger, but we would be wrong. I didn't think it was going to be as hard to get around. I thought we would just hop on a DC circulator like I saw in these videos on YouTube. Where are they? I never saw a DC circulator. Not in the area of the hotel. I did see them on the National Mall when we finally made it there, okay? I did see some there. So maybe the DC circulators only go on the National Mall and not the rest of the city. But let me tell you, we never did figure out the bus system. So we never got on a bus. The metro? No, we never did figure out the metro. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me back up to Monday night. We get back to the hotel and then started the night from hell. I've seen Shy Guy have horrible cramps. I saw him one time. He was walking around here like a stick man because his thigh muscles and the fronts of his legs and the calves, you know, the whole bottom and the whole top were cramped. And so he's walking like this, okay? And it was so painful that I was like, there was nothing I could do. I kept heating up these bed buddies and trying to put them on him, but you know, he's like, oh, it was just terrible, okay? And I never have forgot that. Well, it turns out that he had, you know, basically no iron in his body and he was anemic and all this stuff. And that's why this happened to him. But we get to the hotel that night and guess what happened to me?
Oh, tell me it isn't true.
Not both legs. I mean, not on the upper, but my thigh from my groin to my knee on the inside, cramp all the way down, fronts of my lower leg, the shins and the calves cramping, and my ankles cramping all at once. So the only thing on my lower body that wasn't in a cramp, in a full-on freaking die cramp, was my left thigh. The whole thing was that I was dehydrated and I still haven't slept. So I'm tired and I'm dehydrated and I have walked so much that my body couldn't take it. And I was in these full-on cramps because I've never had this before. I mean, the most I've had is like feet cramps, sure. One time I had an ankle cramp, yeah. Calf cramps, oh yeah, I'm a veteran of that. You know, that's easy. Just pull your toes up. Okay, but what do you do when your toes are like cramping in your feet so bad they're going in off of different directions? Your ankle is in a cramp, your shin and your calf is in cramped, and your right inner thigh is in a full-on cramp. I mean, you can't walk. You're just like laying there and nothing can be done. So I'm like, help me. And he comes over and he's like trying to rub out, which is just making things worse. It's not making it better for me. It's making it worse. And it was awful. And this happened all that night. I might sleep for like 20 minutes and then full-on cramps. And oh my gosh. So I didn't sleep very well that night. The next day is the Space Museum. We have tickets to that too. And let me just tell you, half of it is shut down. If you're going right now, half of that museum is shut down, which I was kind of grateful for because I felt like hell. But that was his museum. He wanted to see it and half of it was shut down. So anyway, I'm laying there that night trying to figure out how we can get home. It couldn't happen because, I mean, we couldn't switch the flights. The hotel wasn't going to give us our money back. So we're staying. Never have done the Uber thing. But guess what? We're going to try it. We're going to try to do Uber and DoorDash. Right? We're going to DoorDash. We're not the kind of people that see the logic in paying that much money to have something brought to me when I can go just hop in the car in 5 minutes, have it. Now, my son's generation, they do this all the time. It drives me crazy. He would have his friends over here, and I'd be like, give me the money, okay? I'll run up to the Dairy Queen and bring you back blizzards.
And this is also a godsend, a blessing for my mother. Okay, for people who cannot get out and get around, how wonderful is this time that we live when you can just get on an app and have whatever you want brought to you. But you're gonna pay for it.
I swear they jack the prices on the items to begin with. Then they charge you a service fee, a delivery fee. Then you got a tip. And it's like, hello, I didn't want to pay $60 to have McDonald's. I'm exaggerating, but not much. But this is the only way we're gonna get stuff. Now you might be asking yourself, well, isn't there a restaurant inside of the hotel? Uh-huh. We aren't the kind of people that like French cuisine. If I'm going to eat Japanese food, I want it to be like hibachi grill. Let me get some steak. I don't want no tuna rolls or, any raw fish. And that's the kind of stuff we're talking here. My idea of an omelet is ham, green peppers, onions, American cheese, because I live in America, okay? I don't want no dang brie inside my omelet. That's just how we are. They had a breakfast buffet. You can get your whole plate full of scrambled eggs if you want, and some sausages and bacon, and they want to charge me $33 a head. You want to charge me $66 plus taxes and stuff to have some scrambled eggs and bacon? Thank you, no.
Oh, yeah, and pancakes, they're extra.
Apparently, we are cheapskates. No, I cannot make myself do that.
Here, let me show you. So as soon as we got home, well, not as soon as, but the next morning, we go out to breakfast at one of our favorite places, okay, where we can get what we consider in America, in the Midwest, this is what you have for breakfast, okay? That's an omelet. That's a biscuit, not a canned one, and real sausage gravy.
Oh, the traffic. My BFF from high school, I was texting her this nightmare. I'm like, well, 3 more days and we get to come home. She's like, wow, that tells me a lot. She's like, can't you rent a car? In Washington? No, you would not believe what is going on around here. There's construction.
Just last year, and this picture doesn't properly convey what I was seeing with all the construction and everything else around the city, TomTom says that the average travel time for just a 6-mile drive in Washington, D.C. is 21 minutes and 20 seconds, and that Washington, D.C. is ranked the 2nd worst U.S. city when it comes to traffic.
Our Uber drove on the sidewalk to get around this construction truck and stuff, and I'm like, are you allowed to do that? In Indianapolis, you're not allowed to drive on the sidewalk. You might hit people. I didn't think it was really that bad until we got ripped off. And you might be asking me, like, how did Uber rip you off? Well, let me tell you. When we come out of the Space Museum, we get back on the app again, and we try to get past all these food trucks, which I don't know. I guess we could have ate at a food truck, but there was no prices. And I'm like, no. We're not going to get up there and find out that I'm paying $60 for that sandwich. We'll just wait till we get back to the hotel. So I get on the Uber app to Uber back to the hotel. It tells you the name of the person who's coming after you, what they're driving. I told them what we had on, exactly where we were standing, okay? And the Uber comes, slows down, looks at us, we're like, and drives off. And my husband's like trying to flag him down. When it becomes apparent that he's not going to come back, I get on the Uber app and I call him to say, hey, we were right here. Did you see us or whatever? He never picked up that phone. It just kept ringing and ringing and ringing. And so then under it was a button. Cancel the Uber? Well, yeah, I think I want to cancel the Uber that never picked me up. And then it charged me $5 to cancel. I'm like, what? Why should I have to pay? Because this guy didn't want to pick me up. So then we sat there for like 10 minutes thinking, do we dare try this again? What if the next person does the same thing? We're going to sit here and go broke. I cannot walk it. I can't do it. After about 10 minutes, we decided to go ahead and try it again. And that time it worked out. That guy spoke English.
Now, before you ask yourselves what does this have to do with the price of tea in China, it really does matter since we understood each other and could have an actual conversation with somebody who understood us and we understood him. And it made me feel so much better to know that we weren't crazy, that even a lot of the local people don't understand how the metro works. We aren't out of our heads. It really is far to walk to things, especially if you don't understand the layout of the quadrants of the city and the streets.
Okay, and when I tell you English, the other people were speaking English, but I have to tell you, like, if somebody has a thick foreign accent, I can't understand.
I can't remember if I have ever let you guys know or not that I am a little bit hard of hearing. It's hard for me to understand, especially if there's a bunch of noise going on.
And they're talking really fast. So I'm really struggling to figure out what are they saying to me. That's the way all of the Ubers except this one was. I'm going to go do my hair and I'll be back. But I wanted to finish the story by telling you about the $80 cheeseburgers. Yeah. So I discovered that the restaurant that was in the hotel doesn't appeal to us. But if you got there before 5, you could get a cheeseburger. However, it had brie on it. So I called him on the phone. I'm like, do you not have American cheese? They're like, we have cheddar. I go, oh yeah, can I get cheddar instead of brie? They're like, yeah. I thought, okay. So we go down to this restaurant. He got a cheeseburger, I got a cheeseburger. We each got fries and a Coke, and we spent $80. $80 for cheeseburgers and fries.
Crazy people.
I'll be back in a little bit. Actually, for you, it'll be just like...
I did put out a video that showed what I was going to wear while we were on vacation. I did do that. I wore a ball cap, my hair in pigtails the whole time. This was the ball cap I was intending on doing. So, like, I ordered this blingy cap, and then I put this on there. It says a little bit dramatic. This was the ball cap that was supposed to go on vacation. It didn't go on vacation because it was pointed out to me and probably, oh, look at that. I love it. It was pointed out that it might set off security in the airport. And so I looked it up and then somebody was saying, yeah, you'll get flagged. They might even throw it away. And I'm like, no, you're not throwing that away. You don't want to be the fashionista holding up the line. Well, I don't fly very often, so I didn't know. I mean, all you got to do is throw it in the bin, okay? That was what I found out. But before I went, I thought, hello, no, you're not throwing away that ball cap, so I'm just not going to take it. But everything else, I pretty much dressed exactly like we thought. But, you know, here are some things, okay? So, like, we went at this time of year. Why? Do you remember? So I could see the foliage, and no, the trees hadn't turned yet. We're home. Things are starting to turn now. The weather was beautiful. We just didn't get to see the changing of the trees or, you know, the chief reason that we went at this time. I asked for a room with a tub because I knew after all the walking we would be doing that I would want to soak at night. And no, we got one of the new rooms, no tubs. I'm like, you guys are seriously making rooms with no tubs? What if people need to soak? Like old people need to soak? Nope, forget you. When we booked the room, it said, if you need a microwave, I said I needed a microwave. No microwave. All of the housekeeping that we saw did not speak English. None. Like you go up to them and you be talking to them and they don't know. They don't know what you're saying. So, you know, that is kind of a problem, but the new rooms are beautiful. The atrium is stunning. I had a whole list of places I wanted to eat. No, 2 things. I did make it to Astro Donuts and chicken, okay? But when I got there, what I wanted it for was this sandwich they have, which is supposed to be like the bun is a donut that they split in half and put chicken on. I know it doesn't sound good, but I thought, they wouldn't do it, and it wouldn't be something if it didn't taste good, right? But we got there in the morning. It really wasn't for me because I'm not the kind of person that likes glaze. You know this if you've listened to me in the past. I don't like glaze on my donuts. I like pick them off. I want a donut with no glaze.
So Shy Guy liked it. We got the creme brulee one. He liked it. Not me. We stopped at the Dunkin' Donuts on the way back. It was like on the same street. So we stopped at the Dunkin' Donuts on the way back and I got a sandwich. The museum I picked, the one I wanted to go to, the American History Museum, we Ubered there. Was so impressed with a lot of it. But you know what? Now that I'm home, I'm sitting here thinking, was Elvis there? I don't remember seeing anything about Elvis in that museum. But I did see Julia Childs' kitchen. Was so amazed at how little and tiny some of these people are. Like Cyndi Lauper's dressed from Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I saw that and I'm like, she's tiny. Diana Ross from the Supremes is tiny. The president's section is okay. What I really loved was the first ladies section. I loved getting to see all their china, their dresses. I really liked that. A huge disappointment was that 3 times we were going to go to the Ford Theater and the lines were too long. Likewise, across the street, the house Lincoln died in, the lines were too long, so we didn't get that. But you know, it was kind of disappointing that we didn't get to eat at the places we wanted to eat. I did, however. I door-dashed Ben's Chili Bowl. Because I said, I'm not leaving this town till I try a half smoke. Because that's a thing in DC, is a half smoke.
I can't even begin to tell you how many times I said, Ben's Chili Bowl. You would think that this was why we came to DC, was to get this dang half smoke at Ben's Chili Bowl, right? And I had to take this picture because this was hilarious, that after all of that, on the way home inside Ronald Reagan Airport is a Ben's Chili Bowl.
And I really liked it. I thought it was good. I like Nathan's and hot dogs that kind of snap when you bite into them. This is on a whole other level, but the chili, it's like when you first bite into it, you get this bite of spicy, and then that goes away and is replaced with sweet. And I really quite liked that. Now, you know, Shy Guy's like, well, it's a pretty good burger, you know? And he did eat a half smoke because I ordered him one and me one, and then I got him a double cheeseburger because I knew that he would want that. I didn't even order fries because I knew it'd be cold by the time it got to us. So we did get to eat that. But, you know, at the end of the day, the plane didn't crash. Nobody died. All right. We did spend thousands of dollars and didn't get to do some of the things we wanted. Now, I knew we weren't going to get to go to Mount Vernon. On Thursday was when we were supposed to go to Mount Vernon, which was really disappointing. But, you know, after looking at their website, I thought, you know, that's really kind of a trip in itself. I don't know that we'll ever do that because I never want to go back to DC.
Just another voiceover to let you know I do know that it is not in DC.
But the whole thing with Mount Vernon was, you know, it was like, I really wanted to see the house. And he's more interested in the grounds. But you see, right now, the Mount Vernon has all but 2 rooms closed because they're trying to get things that need to be taken care of for America's 250th birthday. So don't plan on going there if you really want to see everything until after the 250th birthday in 2025. It was a learning experience for sure. And it may have been worth it more had we been able to go up in the monument, had we been able to, you know, actually see the entire Space Museum, had we been able to walk more on the American History Museum, had we actually seen the Lincoln's Theater like I wanted. I wanted to go in that so bad. I wanted to go in Ford's Theater and see that museum that's in there so bad. Had we been able to do all of that, it maybe would have been a different story. I've learned some things, like we'll be Ubering if we don't take a car.
That was the main thing. Outside of cancellations and things being closed that we wanted to see, it was all the walking. We're not used to the 4 and 5 miles that we were walking every day. And I will never plan a vacation where our transportation is a metro or a bus again. We'll just always do Uber or something else.
If I had the trip to do over again, we still wouldn't take a car to DC. That is just madness. Just stand on the sidewalk and look at all the crazy things that are going on in cars. You'd be like, no, we're not going to do that. And if you want to know why we didn't get a scooter or an electric bike, I have to ask you if you've been here very long, because I am a klutz. I mean, even Shy Guy was like, no, you're not doing that, because he knows I'll wind up over the top of the handlebars if we do that. That's all I got to say about that. Don't hate on me if you're from DC. And I want to thank you guys for being here. I hope that if you're not feeling blessed, you'll go be a blessing to somebody else. And Lord willing, I'll see you next time. Bye. See ya. I love you. We'll see you the next time.